What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Litecoin today, LTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 22nd day of October, and here we are at about $93, just below there. 8 hours left in the day here. It's kind of crazy the fact that we saw the highest prices we'd seen really since March for Litecoin, and then in that same day we saw the lowest prices that we've seen since November of last year. Crazy, crazy stuff, guys. Absolutely intense, actually, what we saw. And here we are dealing with the aftermath of that, right? It's the price is doing exactly what we thought would happen, right? You guys remember a week ago or 2 weeks ago at this point on the 10th, we said while everybody else was saying we're going to V-shape recover or we're going to continue to crash lower, I said the most likely course of action that happens after this is that we move sideways, right? Maybe we get a slightly lower low, maybe we even move up a little bit, whatever it might be, but we're just going to move sideways. Here we are, really not that far away from that point that we closed at about 2 weeks ago now. Here we are, $93, just under there. Looking like we do want to move up higher. I do believe that Litecoin here is ready to move higher. I think that this orchestrated attack on leverage positions is not going to hold Litecoin back, right? It can only hold it back for so long. But the thing is, the people who sold here that pushed the price down, they're going to have to buy back in, and that's going to send the price. I really do think that the people who thought we would V-shape recover out of here, I think that they're going to be proven right to some degree once time goes on. Because whenever we do move up higher, I don't think it's going to be this slow, long, played out, drawn out thing before we get above this high. I would expect that we probably do make a very fast move up, and we'll probably see higher prices than this soon enough. Maybe even by the end of October for Litecoin, you guys. There's not many coins that I think will be above where they were on October 10th by the end of the month, but Litecoin could certainly be one of the coins that is. If we're looking at this here on the weekly time frame, let's actually just zoom out a little bit before zooming in. The weekly RSI, we're right here at the 40, the same area we were at last time that we found support, right? We were a little bit below the 40 here when we found support. We have actually found a lot of support right in this area, whether it's just above, just below, whatever. Let's put it right where the RSI is right there. Found support right there, found support right there, just above, just below here. I mean, that's a little bit more than just below, I suppose. Resistance here, support right there, resistance right there, support just above, resistance here and there. It's a significant area, the 40 for the weekly time frame. On any RSI, it's significant, but for Litecoin especially, it's significant. I think that here, looking at this overall cumulative zone that we have, right, this overall upward sloping channel that we're in, I would say that we've touched the base of it and we're ready to go higher. We're absolutely ready to go higher. Any day now, any week now, we're going to be breaking out of this to the upside, right? We're not going to be bound by this forever. We're not just going to move up a little bit and then come back down. No, that's not what's going to happen. This next attempt is likely going to clear this zone, and with that, we're going to see some rapid expansion, absolutely massive expansion going into the top ends of this overall consolidation range here. I do expect one of two things to happen, okay? And as time has gone on, I've gotten a little bit more considerate of the second one that we're going to go over. Okay, so the first thing is that we move up here, we move up to our all-time high area, and then we consolidate, and then we move up higher. Okay, that's the first thing to expect. The second thing, and again, this is what I'm leaning more toward, is that we break out Litecoin because it's so. First off, it's incredibly undervalued. And it's just under the radar. A lot of people don't pay any attention to Litecoin, even though it's one of the top cryptos, even though it's been a top crypto its whole life, really. And there's a lot going for it. Actually, there is a lot going for it. It's actually a very integral part of the crypto ecosystem in itself. It's something that I think could see new all-time highs on this breakout. Instead of stopping at the all-time high area, what you might do instead is break out a little bit, see some slightly new all-time highs, consolidate above instead of consolidating below, and then we continue on with our bad selves and see new all-time highs progress to thousands of dollars in price. I mean, by the end of this cycle, we take a high to a low, not the fake out high, but the high to low overall of this pattern here. The expectation is, for me at least, by the end of the cycle, that we do see a Litecoin that is priced in somewhere around $2,100 at a minimum to a $6,300 target at a maximum. We could see higher prices. I am accepting of the idea. Litecoin could see a 100x or more this cycle. It is possible. And again, the main reason why, you're in a massive consolidation phase. If you saw a move that was similar to the move that brought you into this, which I know Litecoin's at a higher market cap now, but so is the whole crypto space. And right, there's a lot of extra added capital that could flow into this thing more easily than it ever has before. If we break out here, we see a move that's similar to that, and I guess we'd be breaking out here. Really, that's the breakout point. We could see a move that's talking about going to 13K. I mean, that's very attainable, right? It's not even quite as big as the move we saw here, but implying that it starts here, I guess, because we would be moving up. I mean, that still takes us above 7K. Like we could really see some incredible price action. That's all I'm trying to say. And if you think that this kind of movement is something that we'll never see again, you might be right, but you'd also be sourly mistaken if and when it happens. I mean, we really could see this exact type of movement take place. I do expect that Litecoin will be, it's one of the coins that's next on the chopping block for these crypto treasury companies. I think there's going to be other countries even that announce that Litecoin is in their crypto strategic reserves. I think Litecoin is a perfect, suitable chain to be adopted by any major institution if they want to, right? It stood the test of time. The founder of the project left the project. He's abandoned it now. We've seen that happen before, right? Dogecoin, and that thing just took off. It only did better after the founder abandoned it, right? Because now it's truly decentralized. I really do believe that a $2,000 or higher price is what we're going to see by the end of the cycle for Litecoin. But anyways, getting back to the short-term stuff, after looking at the highs, that's my daughter. She's probably singing is what that is. I would assume. She's fine. She's definitely fine. But sometimes whenever she's watching a show, she gets a little cray cray. Yep. Anyways, bouncing off the 50 here on a monthly close. We got 9 days, 8 hours left. If we close the month here, which I doubt that we do, I think we move up higher. But even if we close around this area, you will have a nice bounce off the 50. Even if we came up and closed the month green, cool, whatever. We're pursuing higher prices and we're staying above the 50. That's great on the RSI. Overall, I like the monthly RSI. I like the monthly stochastics, and the MACD looks great too. They all look like they're at a point to bounce actually right here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, zooming way the hell in. Looking in at this thing here, the RSI is in a bullish posturing here. We've been very wicked over the past couple of hours, prodding down but holding. I think what we're doing here across the board with Bitcoin too, I think we're just shaking out the weak hands. We're piling on the shorts before we move higher. I want to look at these liquidation levels over the past 24 hours. Have they piled on more? No, they've actually come down a little bit for the short positions. Shorts have stayed relatively the same over the past 30 days, but over the past 24 hours, we did lose. It looks like we lost a few $100 million there in short positions. Anyways, Litecoin looking like it wants to move higher on the 1 hour time frame. We've got productivity there. The 4 hour MACD has crossed above the zero. You're back at it now. I think we're just consolidating right before we move up. It's actually very common to do this exact thing. I mean, here, for example, you crossed above the zero right here. Okay, you were moving up, then you consolidated, moved flat, kind of exactly like what you're doing now, and then you moved up, and then you moved up. I think we're going to see a move just like this take place soon. We're going to be back over $100 probably by the end of this week, and this week ends, what, on the 26th? I bet between now and the 26th, we're not just above $100, but above $110 at some point. RSI, neutral overall, but I think that we want to move higher. Stochastics are bullish, bouncing off the oversold zone here, and the MACD, I think, also is in a bullish posturing as well. We look at the daily time frame, bullish divergence. You've actually got 1, 2, 3 lows here, low, higher low, higher low. That is double bullish divergence, and technically that divergence would be called for, that calls for a move that would take you up to about $102 or beyond. Whenever the divergence starts, right, it starts at this point here, typically what you see is you'll see a move that goes back to it and even through it. So if we're expecting a move, as far as bullish divergence is concerned on the RSI there on the daily time frame, if we're expecting a move that that corresponds to something like this, let's take a high to a low and just see that the golden ratio is right there, you guys, right? The next fib above this level, if we were to clear this, would be at 106, but I think 112 to 116 makes a lot of sense. We should see that, I think, between now and, if not the 26th and the 29th, by the FOMC announcement. We should be up at this area. Going into the end of the month, moving up higher. Starting off November, probably pull back a little bit, and then going into, we'll probably see one last pullback to $100, if not below $100, and then going into the end of the month, we should be breaking out of this range overall, in which case we're going to see Litecoin pick up a pace that we haven't seen in years, in literal years, since last cycle. We're going to see this thing pick up a pace that it hasn't seen this whole bull cycle, and we're going to straight teleport from roughly like $160, $150 all the way up to $400 or higher. Something around $400, maybe just below, maybe just above, if not higher. And I really wouldn't be surprised if we did see something stretch all the way up to $700 to $1,000 before we stop. So we're going to get a massive, massive move here. The breakout with this this accumulative phase here is going to be massive. the breakout with this consolidation phase here is going to be massive. And I think between now and the end of the year, Litecoin's going to be in a whole different world. We're at $93 now. I really, truly would not be surprised if Litecoin was at prices that are worth $2,000 or more by the end of this year. And if we're not there by the end of the year, then something certainly that's above $800. I'd be very surprised. I'd be very surprised if Litecoin did not see a $1,000 price by the end of this year of 2025. But time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I've got nothing else for you guys. I think I've said everything I need to say. Weekly RSI stochastics look like they're ready to bounce. They're right at the areas that they normally like to bounce, actually. The MACD is fine. It's neutral, to be fair, but so is the price, so it's kind of less reliable. I think that we look good overall. I've got nothing else to say. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care. Bye-bye. You know, I do want to look at one more thing, actually. But bye-bye to the people who left anyways. We don't need you. No, we miss you. Come back. I miss you, baby. Looking at this here on the daily time frame. I love that meme. Anybody else know what meme I'm talking about? I miss you, baby. He does it just like that. Anybody know who I'm talking about? $93 right now. Monthly or the daily ribbon's kind of ugly, to be fair, but I don't know how much I'd weigh on this. It doesn't look like you're really respecting it either way, so I'm not too concerned. Right? Like, look at this. Whenever you crossed up here, you were at your top. Whenever by the time you finally crossed bearish, you were basically at your low, right? Here you cross bearish, you were at your low. Here you cross bullish, you were at your high, right? It's not really, the daily hasn't been respected for a while. And that's because you're moving sideways. Weekly ribbon still postured upwards. That's nice to see, but again, not being respected. The monthly has crossed up, and we haven't seen the repercussions of that yet. So I'm expecting, I really am truly expecting something like this going into the next 6 months, but probably bigger, larger overall, right? We've got a larger move because again, this was great. This next move is going to coincide with a breakout of this overall range. So we're going to get something that's truly spectacular here over the coming months. All right, for real, I got nothing else. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.